On the 18th of June in 2018, Jahzee Onfroy, better known as XXXTentacion, was murdered in broad daylight after leaving a motorcycle shop in Deerfield Beach, Florida, leaving tens of millions of people around the world in shock and sadness, as one of the most talented rappers of our generation was seemingly taken away from us for no reason. With X's murder being so random and out of nowhere, it left many fans in a deep state of confusion. Why would someone kill X? He never had any real enemies, nor was he involved in any street stuff. Well, this was until fans started looking back at X's career, where they saw X constantly speaking out about a certain rapper after he supposedly stole one of his songs. "If anybody kills me, it was Drake. I'm snitching right now," which X posted just 4 months before his death. Or when Drake said the lines SMS XXX, supposedly meaning send my shooters at XXXTentacion, on his song I'm Upset, released 23 days before the Florida rapper's death. Something definitely seemed off, and it wasn't only fans delving into these theories, as Drake's name has been brought up multiple times during X's trial, with him even being summoned to court. So did Drake kill XXXTentacion? Let's bring it all the way back to 2015, where at this point in time, Drake was at the top of the world releasing one of the biggest hits of the year, Hotline Bling. Whilst X was still a 17-year-old kid in the streets of Broward County, he was recording and uploading music to SoundCloud as a means of trying to move past his life of crime. Well, towards the end of that year, X would get his first glimpse of success when he dropped the song Look At Me. Now, the song didn't actually blow up immediately, as it actually took around 2 years for it to chart, where it would debut at the 34th position on the Billboard Hot 100, which was a crazy achievement for someone of X's size back at that time. Now, whilst the song was blowing up, Drake would actually be on his Boy Meets World tour, where at a show in Amsterdam with UK artist Gigs, he would preview a song called KMT, which sounded very similar to XXXTentacion's Look At Me.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Demon just got a I gave my bro an advance. Love is just not in my plan. Not even taking a check. Hey.
You see, Drake already has a track record of stealing artists' flows, so to many fans, it wouldn't even come as a shock that he's doing it again. Now, this would actually cause a lot of controversy online between Drake and X fans, especially as at this point in time, X was in jail for armed home invasion and battery charges. So stealing flows from incarcerated rappers wasn't a good look. Drake would be the first one to address this issue, which was probably because X couldn't as he was still in jail.
People go so far, they reach so far. Like the other day, I dropped the song with Gigs, and I'm seeing all this on my IG under like some random picture of people being like, you took this kid's flow or whatever, right? So I'm just like, yo, what's happening to me right now, you know? So I'm sitting there, I'm trying to read, figure out who they're talking about. I find out who they're talking about.
Is this the extension guy?
I don't even think that's how you say his name. But yeah, that's
I tried to practice.
They call him
extension.
X. But, so anyway, I go and I find what song they're talking about, and I listen to it. I'm like, okay, I see where people could draw this comparison off of the first 2 lines, whether it be the cadence or the rhyme pattern or whatever, and I'm just like, yo, it's crazy that people think that after all this time, after all I've been through, that I'm the type of person to go pre some song that's on SoundCloud. It doesn't have 2 plays. It has plays, he has his cult following, and go and think that I'm gonna take that and make it my own. I'm not stupid. I'm not like a person like that,
Now, Drake actually seemed pretty level-headed about this situation, but I guess you can be when you're already cemented in the industry with an insanely successful career, unlike X, who had nothing to his name and was facing years in prison. Eventually, X himself would actually catch wind of Drake supposedly stealing his flow, as during a jail visit, one of his friends would inform him of what had happened, as on the 19th of February, just a month after Drake previewed KMT in Amsterdam, the incarcerated rapper would tweet, "Now this fella trying to play it safe and play it innocent, but it's cool, we all know Hotline Bling was a buy of Cha-Cha. I'm not the first fella he bit, nor will I be the last. Drake a fella, money don't buy you respect. which he would then follow up with, Drake's career is almost over, he better start investing money into real estate, because once it's all over, he really gonna see the fake love. It's funny how the industry let this fella sit at the top for so long. All you'll suck, med done chat. And whilst in jail, X managed to get on the phone with popular hip-hop YouTuber Academics, where he would come at Drake for stealing his flow and not showing love back to him.
Now, what I really wanted to speak on in this call is the entire Drake situation, give it a little more publicity, because in all honesty, this guy is going to keep running off and doing this shit, and nobody's going to stop him if I don't. You know what I'm saying? If I don't bring it to the light and make somebody and form some sort of opposition or defense towards that. You know what I'm saying? And I really want to call this situation out. I'm going to air this out. I'm going to air it out. I'm not going to go into details as to who and what.
Yeah, wait, hold on. Right before you say, because I don't know if you saw the most recent development. So your former manager, which is Adam, right, from I Know Jumper, he actually did a podcast, and he actually, I guess maybe he spoke to someone like off record, but they brought it onto the podcast, and they kind of went a little bit more in detail. So supposedly it was... Okay, yeah. So they brought in DJ Carnage or whatever. Now I've spoke to DJ Carnage, talked to me and said, according to him, he says Drake, he mentioned you to Drake, not Drake went to him trying to get to you. You get me? So when Drake did an interview with I think it was DJ Semtex on Beats One Radio, he said that his snippet went out, or people started hearing the snippet, then your fans or people who like you kept commenting your name. Then according to him, he said he went and looked you up. So it made it seem like he didn't know who you were until that point. And you're saying, nah, he knew who I was because he had prior...
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. That's the first line. That's the first line. Drake cannot deny this. That was the first line because DJ Carnage even says it. Whether he spoke to him or Drake spoke to him, point being is that Drake knew who I was at that point in time. Long before that. Long before the videos, long before he was exposed for what he did, he knew. And he went on the video, and lied. That's point blank period.
Eventually in March, X would actually be given probation, meaning he would be released from jail, where he made it his #1 priority to go after Drake. As on the same day of his release, he would do an interview where he would call out Drake, revealing that Drake actually contacted one of his close DJs, telling him he's going to get in contact with one of his managers.
What's the situation between you and Drake? Do you guys have beef? Are you guys cool? Like, what's the situation?
Bro hit up a DJ that I with.
Who did?
Drake.
Okay.
Drake hit up a DJ that I with. You feel me? And bro told me, he was like, yo, Drake, watch your interview. He said he with you and he with your partner Ski Mask. He's like, yo, he's saying he go call your manager within the next few days.
Okay.
So I'm amped up. With Drake.
Yeah.
You feel me? Drake a genius.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Despite me disrespecting him as a man, because I can't respect him as a man, I respect that career. That's a GOAT.
Okay.
That's a GOAT.
So you know how to differentiate the two?
I know. Corporately, that is the GOAT.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And I knew what I was doing when I said what I said, and I knew how to approach him. Because I know where he can't beat me at.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So initially, he was supposed to contact one of my managers. So he doesn't do it. That same week, bro, I go on to, well, I can't go on to it obviously because I'm locked up. But
Yeah.
I'm on the securest phone, you feel me, for this shit.
So you in jail, he's supposed to contact your manager, and then what happened?
He dropped a video previewing that shit in Amsterdam with some from the UK. You know what I'm saying? He dropped the video. I was talking to my girl at the time, not the same bitch that got me arrested, a different girl.
Okay.
I was talking to her at the time, and she was like, yo, listen to, no, actually, it was my dog, Chris. I was on the phone with my dog, Chris. He was like, yo, you gotta listen to this Drake of. That's exactly what he said. Like, this Drake of. You gotta listen to this. So he plays this. I hear I'm like, what the f? As soon as it started, like I knew he was getting that. And the funny thing is, we didn't discover it. The fan, like you said, the fans, because they're so cold. Like, it's like I got a piece of the internet. You feel me?
So they were saying that Drake was biting your style. That's what the fans were saying.
Yeah. Flow, hell yeah, bro. You could take his verse, like they did a mashup. They put his verse on my song, and the cadence is literally just at the same tempo.
But the thing is, Drake never ended up contacting his manager, but instead that same week, he would preview his song KMT in Amsterdam. If you ask me, it's definitely a bit fishy. The same week you contacted X's team, you end up flaking on them and then preview a song with the exact same flow as X's biggest hit. Doing an interview calling out Drake on his first first day out wasn't enough for X though, as he would also begin disrespecting Drake's mother. Drake's mom kinda cute, she could get it, but X wouldn't draw the line there and would continue trolling Drake and his family on social media, as just a day after that tweet, he would make his profile picture an edited family photo of Drake with his mother and stepdad, with X putting his face over his stepdad. X would keep going with this attack on Drake, as just a short time later, he would go on IG Live to talk about the situation.
But yeah, let that mama know I like my pudding tapioca. Let that know I like my pudding tapioca. And I don't drink champagne because it make my stomach hurt. Dude, just drop a diss on Drake and end his career. Nah, I'm not finna shoot the gun. If he not he'll diss me, I want him to diss me first. I counterattack. I always counterattack. I don't initiate things. I always counterattack. Just like in this situation, no matter what anybody says, I didn't initiate. This ran off with my shit. Everybody knew he ran off with my shit, and they just trying to tell me to basically be quiet. No, y'all can suck my anybody that want me to be quiet and not antagonize this and keep talking about this and disrespecting the this, then you can suck my and kill yourself. Anybody that wants me to anybody that basically wants me to turn around and get in the ass, suck my nobody's gonna openly disrespect the out of me and disrespect my craft when I'm 19 years old. That what is he, like 60? Like 65? Or isn't he? Didn't he get like surgery on his arms or something? Didn't he get like plastic surgery? Then you go see like Dr. 300 like 3 times? But what the you think I'm gonna let you take my and not say nothing? You can suck my the whole team can suck my OVO. Tell OVO, everybody in OVO suck my besides party next door. Party next door. Tell everybody in OVO suck my suck my spit on it, eat it up, gobble it up. Don't you spit. Ugh. Listen, Lil Wayne made that. Drake saying they found him like this, man. Lil Wayne made you. Pay your homage. Yeah, I leave my age in it. OVO. Hey, tell Drake I like my pudding tapioca. Yo, somebody gonna shoot me. I'm gonna have so much fun. This is gonna be so much fun. My life about to be hectic.
And X would continue stirring the pot, but this time would actually get into some trouble with some big names. X would first write, if he can do a whole effing album or at least 2 to 3 effing songs that do not sound like anybody else's cadence or does not have a sample or just sounds like him originally, he'll get my kudos. I'll run down the street butt ass naked. I'll tattoo Drake's name on my ass cheeks. If he can be original for even 2 seconds or out rap me for 2 seconds. Or if he can go on stage and sing any of his songs a cappella with no auto-tune, then just maybe I'll shut the F up. The first rapper to respond to this would be Drake's friend and Migos member Offset, as he would post on his Instagram story, "You fellas is silly. How are you unheard of talking about a fella stole your swag? We ain't even heard of you, shorty. Get your ass out of jail."
How you ain't heard of it? Why you stole their swag? We ain't even heard you, Sean. I know it, man. Get your ass out of jail. Right up. Whatever your name is. Tripping. Come out for big niggas, take your head off.
Which is actually funny that they are defending Drake, as they were in a similar situation in 2015, as Quavo and Offset called out Drake for using a cadence they helped popularize on Versace. Anyways, of course, X would then get back at Offset.
Hey man, tell this Offset, get off man, on your for man. Yo man, always on somebody man, shut your ass up man. Like 35, still trying to catch the wave. Career over man, shut that up, you run. He was Ryan, straight Ryan. Quavo the best rapper in Migos. The rest of you is irrelevant. Hey, matter of fact, no, take off straight. They never be talking. Offset be talking. I don't know how they do. Offset, pantsy ass, ballerina ass.
But this wouldn't be the only rapper to begin going after X, as another close friend of Drake, 600 Breezy, would post a story in response to the Florida rapper, suggesting that Drake actually gave him permission to go after X due to his social media antics.
Tell Shorty be cool, man, do his music thing, and turn up, he got a good ass fan base, like especially where he from, like they riot for that, so tell him be, you know, he ain't like, we come from Chicago, where this, we started from rap beef. Ain't just get on, come right out of this rap beef. Really, they homies really dying for this shit, all that shit. Real shit though. But nah, you know, keep the peace or whatever. Whatever, you know, we still in Chicago doing this shit. LA gang forever. He talking about X don't even talk. Of course he not, cause I'm not making that public. I'm letting y'all know right now. I just had to let her know, cause I know that's her homie. Tell him stop tweaking, cause I will be able to travel in a minute. Period. And anytime I ask my homie, can I get on somebody's ass, he always say no. And this time he just gave me a shrug, like it's whatever, cause he tweaking. So that's all I need.
X would quickly respond to Breezy, saying he is a fake gangster and won't actually do anything to harm him.
When I attack a rapper for publicity, on some street shit, I'm not gonna talk to you. I'm not gonna talk, I don't talk. I leave that to the hoes. I don't talk, I don't like to talk. I mean, if you want to talk to me, the first thing you do, you hit the DMs direct. Bro, listen, bro. I got a couple that'll knock you off in your own city, in your own city. Tell these keep my name out their mouth unless they want my in it too. Real. Tell these shut the up and save that for the hoes. Because if you're still online in 2017 posting pictures with pistols and all types of guns and shit, you stupid as and you don't know how to beef. And if you talking about you do this and you do that on the internet, you a stupid asshole and you want to get arrested. Dumbass. Shut your dumbass up. How you gonna shoot some shit you talking about it online, dumbass? Man, when you see me shoot me in my mouth, put that shit in my mouth. And then that goon ass, they finna shoot me and they finna do this and that. Y'all, I ain't finna do nothing.
Now after this, the beef would actually take a bit of a break, which was probably X getting bored of this one-sided dissing as he was not getting any responses from Drake himself. But let's fast forward to the start of 2018, where out of nowhere X would post on his story, "If anybody tries to kill me, it was at Drake. I'm snitching," which obviously looks insane, especially with the fact that we know he was actually murdered just a couple months after this. However, X himself actually stated that his account was in fact hacked and he did not make that story, and once he knew that that was posted on his Instagram, he immediately deleted it.
Yeah, about being hacked, I want to issue an apology right now to Drake. That shit was not real. I'm not trying to make any more enemies. I don't want to promote any bullshit. That's not what I'm on. My Instagram and my Twitter was hacked. I immediately, once I saw it was hacked because I was laying down, I went back on, deleted it, announced that it was all fake. And I mean that's kind of where I am. I don't want to make a bunch of enemies. I don't want to be on that. So I issue apologies to anybody that I do have that I've had problems with. I'm just trying to take care of my family, take care of my mom, take care of my, you know what I'm saying, my grandmas and the people I love just like everybody else.
Well, just a week later, X will tweet a picture of a Drake lookalike performing something I cannot show on YouTube. So who knows if he was actually hacked or just trying to troll. Now, that wasn't the only weird thing going on around at that time, as during this period, Drake would also release his God's Plan music video where he would give away $1 million in cash, gifts and tuition, to which he would follow up with by posting a story on his Instagram encouraging people to do the same. I am not into challenges on IG, I find them annoying, but today I'm going to challenge everyone to just go out and do something for someone. Anything. The smallest thing, just bring another human being some joy and please tag me in it somehow so I can see all the love being spread. You don't have to play the song in the background or have some hashtag. This isn't about streams and all the other tactics being used. Just go be kind in any way you can and let's all watch the world be nice to each other, even if it's for 24 hours. Thank you. Now, you know who else created a video giving away stuff and promoted a challenge? XXXTentacion. As just a month prior to the God's Plan music video, X would post a video to his YouTube channel titled The Helping Hand Challenge, where he would be seen giving away PlayStations, laptops and other gifts to children in need, very similar to what Drake can be seen doing in his God's Plan music video. Now, X felt like Drake's story was actually a shot at him and his challenge, so in response, X would actually screenshot and post it to his Instagram with a caption, @ChampagnePappy, hey, I want to say thank you for participating in my challenge and doing that for the city. I'm really glad you did, but I do want to say I'm very disappointed about the fact that you had pretty much dissed my challenge. I'm doing my best in doing something positive for the city and the kids. I think it's really immature that you pretty much try to sneak diss me in the tactic or hashtag remark. We're grown men. If the moves I make inspire or intimidate you, I'm glad. I won't diss you for that. So this is a thank you, but again, respectfully, please stop copying me. Have a good night. PS, if we could do something together for the families that went through the tragic shooting down the street from me, that would be great. I think they really need us right now. Have a good one. Now, X wouldn't ever get a response from Drake himself. However, academics revealed that he actually had a conversation with Drake, where he supposedly said that he wasn't trying to disrespect X with his story in any way.
The conversation me and Drake had briefly, Drake said, honestly, man, I didn't put that caption up trying to take a shot at this guy. And I know it's easily mischaracterized because of things people say about me, but this here, even if I was copying him, which I wasn't, so he cleared it up saying he wasn't, he said, the fact is this, I did something good for people, and it shouldn't be spun, even if whatever you think about it shouldn't be spun in a negative light, okay? We should all just encourage more people to give back and to do some of the things, and it doesn't have to be the same amount that I did, but just help each other out. Spread positivity, even as for a day, okay?
X himself would then respond on his story, again just trying to tell everyone that apparently he himself also meant no harm with his comments.
Hey, I don't want anybody to take my remarks to Drake as a diss in any shape or form, because I am actually really happy about what he did for the city. All I wanted was basically to address the situation for what it was, because I was being contacted. Also, another thing, I am very, very, very grateful, and I am glad at least Drake was able to be publicized for the good that he's doing for the city. And I'm just glad that some sort of positivity was being publicized, so I am very, very grateful.
Now, it seemed like the two were kind of at peace, as they both had pretty reasonable responses to the situation. But it unfortunately didn't last long, as a short time later, X would get on call with DJ Academics, where he would firstly apologize to Drake for going after his mother, but would then explode into a full-on rant, saying that if he was not locked up in jail when Drake previewed KMT, he would have found him and confronted him.
And I want to say this right now. I want to say this on this video. I apologize to Drake for coming for his mom. I saw you as a business opportunity, as you saw me as a business opportunity, as you extorted the cadence from that song. I'm not going to argue. It is what it is. The cadence is exactly the same. And if I'm just an emotional, then it is what it is. We agree to disagree like men, but I apologize because talking about his mom was wrong. I needed to do that. I needed to do that so they could take me seriously. And he was a stepping stone like I was a stepping stone. So I apologize for disrespecting your mom. I apologize for coming at you, talking about you crazy and threatening you. And I apologize. As a man to a man, I apologize. Genuinely. If I had the opportunity to speak to bro, I would tell him I apologize. I would have been apologized. Before I wanted to fight his ass on 1,000. Before I wanted to fight him. Before I absolutely wanted to fight, bro. Now it's like I understand. Now I understand more because I grow day by day. People forget, bro. I'm 19 years old. I was not saying my age before, but people were seeing face tattoos like, oh, this little gotta be at least like 20, 23. You know what I'm saying? Nah, bro, 19 years old.
Hey, when you did go against Drake though.
Wait, okay, yeah, you said if I didn't do that, yeah, no.
No, I was really trying to get to the courage of doing it, because I don't think anybody else would
do it.
We see a lot of young artists. Every young artist sees.
Yeah.
No one is gonna. And by the way, there's been other people who have accused them of jacking their song or their flow.
And they went right behind him and kissed his ass and shook his hand and smiled in his face. Nah, bro.
Why didn't you? Why didn't you?
Bro, I'm solid, bro. I'm solid.
Keep it on it. Was it because you were in jail? Because had you not been in jail, would you have done?
If I was outside of jail and bro took my and previewed my in Amsterdam like he did, I would have, bro. What? Bro, I probably actually would have found a way to find, bro. And it would have been real, like trying to do some shit. Cause then I wouldn't be on probation. It would have been more crazy. It would have been more crazy. And yes, I would have did exactly what I did. Because let me tell you something. Getting out of jail and not wanting to go back to jail put a restraint on my mind. You know what I'm saying? It put a restraint on my mind. So it made me not do certain things. Bro, before I was reckless, bro.
Well, sometime later in May, Drake would drop his hit song, I'm Upset, which apparently features lines that were disses towards X. SMS XXX, that's the only time I ever shoot below the neck. Why you keep on shooting if you know that fella dead, that's the only kind of shit that gave you some respect. With SMS supposedly standing for Send My Shooters and XXX standing for XXXTentacion. This line definitely could look like Drake was saying he's sending his shooters to go after X. And unfortunately, Unfortunately, just a couple months after his final call with DJ Academics, XXXTentacion would be senselessly murdered on the 18th of June in 2018 as part of a planned 3-man armed robbery that took place while he was leaving a motorcycle shop in his BMW i8. Now of course, with this Drake beef being a huge part of his career, and especially with that SMS XXX line, fans began making conspiracy theories that Drake supposedly sent a hit out on X, with Drake not really making things better for himself, as just 10 days after his passing, he would release his album Scorpion, which in fact featured the song I'm Upset. And on this album, Drake would also include a track titled Mob Ties. You can probably see where this is going. In this song, he said the lines, "Louis bags in exchange for body bags, yeah," which again could have been a reference to X's murder, as the robbers targeted X because he actually had a Louis Vuitton bag with $50,000 inside of it, which they ended up taking and then killing him, so it actually adds up. Eventually, on the 7th of February in 2023, the trial for X's murder would officially begin, with the attorney for defendant Dedrick Williams implicating Toronto artist Drake as a possible culprit, citing lyrics and X's "If anybody kills me, it was Drake" Instagram story, with the attorney asking for a deposition from Drake as he thought he was genuinely involved with the murder, with Drake even being subpoenaed to testify in the case and was scheduled to appear for a deposition via Zoom, but of course he never turned up. However, a couple weeks later and some decision making from the judge, the deposition was not granted as there was a lack of evidence. Now, even though that it had been almost half a decade since X's passing, this didn't stop Drake from apparently continuing his shots at X, as on his and 21 Savage's song on BS, Drake said the lines, "Damn, maybe I should do a 20, maybe I should break that 20, do a 10, maybe I should break that 10, do a 5, then if he gets live, do a 5 again. If he held his tongue on that live, he'd be alive again, damn," with the numbers Drake was listing adding up to 30, with 30 in Roman numerals being XXX, which of course is the beginning of the Florida rapper's name, with Drake then suggesting that if he wasn't dissing him on all those IG lives, he would still be alive. Now, even with all this Drake talk during the trial, well, it didn't lead to anything, as eventually the murderers would be all sentenced to life in prison. But actually, fast forward to the November of 2024, Drake would be brought back into the XXXTentacion murder trial as part of an appeal.
And the defense, my understanding, wanted to call Jesse De La Cruz, who they had claimed, discovered visual evidence that Drake could have had ties to the same organization as a co-defendant in this case, Robert Allen. And I believe the brief states, Dr. Cruz's research revealed photos of Mr. Graham throwing the same gang signs as Allen, and Allen is that accomplice who I mentioned before who testified against his co-defendants. But Cruz also revealed that people who knew Drake were allegedly seen in XXXTentacion's neighborhood threatening him before he died. The brief reads, social media posts showed these same known Graham associates were seen in Onfroy's neighborhood threatening him just prior to the murder. And then they say even more revealing is this connection that Cruz made to Drake's song lyrics, because shortly after XXX was killed, the brief writes, Mr. Graham released a song entitled XXX with suspicious lyrics. SMS XXX, that's the only time I shot below the neck. And Dr. Cruz found another connection between the murder and Drake's lyrics in the song I'm Upset. The song I'm Upset contains lyrics regarding Louis bags for body bags, the implication there being that Drake was referencing murder. But ultimately, Cruz was completely excluded from the trial and the jury did not hear any of his findings.
However, this really was just an act of desperation, as the truth is, Drake did not put out a hit on X. His murder was a robbery, as he wanted to take his money, not his life. If anything, all these disses and lyrics was more so of Drake trying to take credit so he looks more street. But did he actually put out a hit on X and wanted him dead? I don't think so. If X's murder was just a random shooting, sure, I see it, but the fact is, the three men wanted to rob him as he had 50k cash. I mean, one of the killers even said, why did you shoot him, once they left the scene, so it was clearly not a planned murder. Overall, a tragic story, but really, Drake had no involvement in the murder. Like, seriously, it was an internet beef between two rappers, not some street stuff.